Bugsnax really caught me by surprise when it was one of the first games shown in that first, PS5 hype event thing last year. It was a game that looked like it was made for the PlayStation 3, where you run around catching creatures that are made out of food. To me, this felt like it was going to be the knack of the PS5, a launch game that very clearly was made for children, and was trying to capitalize on the fact that there were no other games to buy for the system. Sony seems to have learned their lesson from knack, however, giving this game out for free to anybody with a PlayStation Plus subscription. Me being the kind of person who buys a PS5 without even being able to afford games for the console, I really had nothing else to play. More shocking, honestly, I actually finished the game with 100% completion. So am I just a bored masochist? Or is Bugsnax actually worth biting into? Let's talk about it. Now before we get into the rest of the review, just a quick reminder that there is a like button on the video just begging to be smashed. So why don't you go ahead and do that if you do like the content. Appreciate you guys checking it out. Hope you enjoy. Let's get back into the review. So I want to start with the low points of the game here, and that is very clearly the presentation. The game looks unimpressive for a PS4 game, let alone a PS5 one, and it really doesn't sound much better. Much like Pokémon, each of the Bugsnax just say their name over and over and over, and it's awful. I don't understand how this game earned the spotlight it did from Sony. What advertising executive thought, yes, this is the game we want to use to show off the groundbreaking achievement that is the PlayStation 5's hardware? And I'm not just saying this because it's a cartoony or simple looking game. I mean, so was Astro's Playroom. And honestly, that game is a beautiful masterpiece. It is probably my favorite game on the PS5 right now, and it's an included tech demo. Bugsnax just feels lazy. Now, I'm not an expert on game design, but I can't imagine that these guys couldn't have done better. Part of the game lets you feed Bugsnax to the other characters, and it'll change different body parts of theirs into those mimicking the creature consumed, and even that feels uninspired. It's hard to even tell what you had fed based on what they looked like. It really didn't have much of a design pop. You know, I think with a little extra visual polish, this game really could have been more impressive. But as it stands, it just feels like a rushed indie game. Due to all this, I would give the presentation a 2 out of 5. Now, the story in Bugsnax is fairly straightforward. A group of grumpuses, yep, that is what they are called, went to this island and then invited you, a reporter, to come out and interview them. You show up after they've all had a nice fight and abandoned the town that they were staying in. So it's up to you to go find them all and bring them back. As they return, they'll also give you side quests to go do, usually just having you find specific Bugsnax and then feeding them. Surprisingly, the story is where the game stops being childish and moves into more mature territory. The conversations and relationships between the characters are definitely adult, which does clash with the tone that the game otherwise presents. On top of the interpersonal relationships between the characters, it also seems that there's more to these Bugsnax and the island than initially meets the eye. As the plot unravels, things actually get pretty nutty. The story's not going to win any awards, but it definitely was more engaging and less generic than you would assume it will be, considering how the game starts. Low bar, I know, but still, expectations exceeded. I give the story a 3 out of 5. Now, the main gameplay loop in Bugsnax essentially has you capturing Bugsnax. The game gives you a number of tools that you can use to accomplish this, The simplest one being a trap that you can capture a Bugsnax if it walks into it, but usually you have to do some extra stuff before you're able to catch the creatures. Now, some of the combinations between the tools that you can use lead to some pretty clever solutions, I have to say. Some of the more elusive Bugsnax actually do give you a real feeling of accomplishment when you figure out how to catch them. There's also a lot of freedom given to you by the game in exactly how you go about capturing most of the Bugsnax. Most of the Bugsnax are pretty easy to catch. Some do require some basic puzzle solving, but some can be just downright frustrating. Overall, the capturing mechanics are fine, but usually they were just a bit clunky, enough that it really didn't click together as nicely as I think the developers were hoping it would. The capturing mechanics are fairly simplified, and that both helps and hurts the game. There's really not much to say about it, and I would give the gameplay a 3 out of 5. So from my scores, Bugsnax seems to be a mostly mediocre game. So why did I play through the whole thing 100%? I honestly don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if I felt like I needed to justify my purchase of a PlayStation 5, or if the console itself has awoken some new, twisted trophy hunting addiction, because I have platinumed nearly every game I've played on the console so far. I guess the mystery of what's going on with the story kept me engaged, as well as the individual Grumpus's side stories. And really, by the time you've done them all, you really have caught nearly every Bugsnax in the game, so why not finish the Pokédex, you know? I don't. The game works, it's playable, it can be fun enough, but I do think it works best as a free PlayStation Plus game. I would have trouble justifying spending money on the game. I would give Bugsnax a 3 out of 5, and for value, I would say wait for a pretty steep sale. I wouldn't want to spend more than $10 on a game like this. It's short, it took me about 8 hours to 100%. There's really no replay value in the game. It's fine. It's fine. It's harmless. That's the nicest thing I could say about the game, is it's fine. But what do you think? Am I wrong? Is this game a masterpiece? Is it terrible? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, be sure to like the video if you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel if you like other videos. Hit me up on Twitter. Let me know what other games you'd like to see me play and review. Be sure to follow on Twitch, where I play most of these games that I do review. And be sure to come back next time, where I'll see you with the next video.